I would have to put a lot of, give thanks to a lot of people that was involved in Brenda in my life because, as you know, we was a perfect example of coming from nothing to having something. Because when I first met Brenda, Brenda was an abused woman, very, very abused, and she was at the lowest she can be in her life. And I came up as a friend, to visit my mother, but my brother would always try to talk to her because he was a minister. And he would say, maybe I have a brother that might can help you. But then when I first saw Brenda, I said, oh, no, 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 not, because she was just, I mean, crack had put her to the limit where she was just no, at her worst. Well, I saw a beautiful thing in Brenda, and I said, well, maybe I could be her friend, and try to just get her back to normal. And then like it took 2 years to do that. I sat and watched her for 2 years. I would take her and just be a friend, and I would give her what she needed. She needed ice, whatever she needed, comfort, whatever she needed, talking to her. And that's what I would do. But I would tell her, look, I stay with my mother. I'm not going over there. Like my mother said, if you go out after 10, you have to stay out there because mama don't open the door after 10. And I was living with my mother then, just me and my sister, baby's youngest sister, my mother. And Brenda had happened to come in about 15 minutes to 10 and throw a rock at the window. My mother said, son, that's out there, and she said, you go out there, you out there. And so I said, oh, Brenda, you always stop that stuff because my mother won't let me back in the house. One day it was storming. They had that monsoon season come really bad in San Francisco. And they came to evict Brenda that day of a storm. And I mean, it was pouring down really bad. And they put her out in the rain. I said, oh, that's cold. And then we had nothing but an abandoned car, my mother's car that I drove her out here in, it was abandoned in her garage. And that's all we had to go to was in that car. And we went in that car and something happened. The police came through that night and raided, and I took that. I said, oh my God, you guys are just gonna put her out. She has nowhere to go now. All I have to do is put her in this car. You're gonna take that too. What is she supposed to do? And my family came and said, well, you come on with us, but she can't come. And I said, no, that's my friend. If she can't come, I'm not coming. And so, and we just took off and we just walked. We didn't have no destination or nothing. We just walked. And by the grace of God or something, put us together, we just walked all night long. Walked back from Hunters Point to Sunnydale to Double Rock to the recycling place open. We picked up cans and bottles all night. That was our hustle. And, and I was making sure that she wouldn't get back on that crack and get abused that, crack would do for women. I said, no, we're not going to do that. And so that was our hustle. We didn't have nowhere to stay, but we would get money to come out and pay someone just let us come in and sleep that day. And they would let us come when we go from house to house, house to house. And Brenda got pregnant, when we finally came lovers, Brenda got pregnant with Edie. And they were saying, oh, they're gonna take that baby because they take all her babies. But at that time, Brenda didn't have no kids with her. Her kids was already gone, in the system. And so she was just alone, and then we came together, and then we hooked up, and we finally became lovers, and, and then Brenda became pregnant. We still hadn't had nowhere to go. And one day she said, well, we got the baby, what we're gonna do? I said, that's gonna be my baby, and all I ever wanted to do was take care of my baby, and I said, if we have a child, I'm gonna take care of it. They took her at birth because of Brenda's past, but they gave it to me because they didn't know me. I didn't have no drug past or nothing. And we came to Sunnydale, And they told us, man, you's a hero. You went and you got your baby. And I said, oh, that's my baby. And I'm going to take care of my baby. And that's what I did. And, we went through the drug program. We went through the Double Rock Church of God in Christ. She had to go because of her past, but I had to go because of anger management, because I told people, I threatened the people, you're not going to take my child, and they took that and used that against me. And so I had to do 6 months for anger management. And after the 6 months, we graduated. Then here we come. That's how we ended up in Trail Hill. They gave us an apartment. They said, well, go look at an apartment. We have a 4-bedroom for you. And then if you guys do good, she can get all of her kids back. And so we did that, and we started working, and we was going to church. We was doing everything that normal people were doing, and we just used that as our stepping stone. And we just took it and we ran with it. And like, I was new to Brenda's life, and they were saying, oh, Brenda got a man in her life, a real man now, and everybody started giving us praises because, Brenda was changing her life. She was getting her life together, and it was like through me and her, and I said, everything we do, we're going to do it together. And I met Brenda's mama, and she came from Mississippi, and she said, I heard about my daughter out here, and she was doing really bad. And I said, Mom, that was then you heard about it, but I said, I'm with her now, and I'm going to take care of your daughter. After that, that was just like, I don't know what, our life just, our life just went like blossom. We met people and everywhere because they were so proud of us, what we had accomplished. And, everything was like a lot of doors just opened for us, And we became very politically active, and we got involved with a lot of politicians, and we got involved with what's going on in the city, and we just came up that way. Brenda was very, very healthy, do anything. She could walk, dance, because Brenda was like a drum major in high school. And, she used to lead the band, and she's always very active. And I knew something was wrong with Brenda when she just stopped, being active. We was riding in the car, and we had a conversation. And, but I guess this was she knew something that she wouldn't tell me. She knew her health was failing and she wasn't going to be around. And so she was saying, I really love you, Eddie. But, I'm feel like right now, you're not with me, and I'm going somewhere, you're not going with me. And, and I just looked, but I couldn't respond to that because I knew her health was failing her. But when it happened, when I went in the room and found her laying there and she was gone, that was the most devastating feeling I ever felt in my life, Jennifer. It was like my heart was ripped out, a piece of my heart. And I had to go check myself into the hospital because I really found out, they told me that was like, I thought I was having a heart attack. And they were saying it was like, that's grief. You're feeling like you have that built up. It was like you lost someone that was really dear to you. And it was like losing your leg, like the leg will heal, but it will never grow back. And it really tore me up for a while. I was really, I was really devastated. And I really knew the feeling of a broken heart. My heart was broken in pieces, shattered in pieces, because there was so much that we did together, there was nothing I could do to help her this time. And that I've never had a feeling like that before. But then I had to go home, find out, I had to go down south and here's some of the real Southern people tell me something, you know, like, they ever said, like, when God do something, you just can't hold on. You have to give it up because that's God's doing. And so do you want to be sad or do you want to move on with your life? And that's the way you have to look at grief, you know. Sure, it hurts. But, you know, you have those moments that you can just say to yourself, I'm going to grieve to this and I'm going to move on. I'm going to give it to this for maybe a few, you know, you can't put a time limit on it, but it's just the way you put it in God's hand and how you feel the next day. You know, each day brings about a different change, you know, and like, it took a while, but I'm like now, as the holidays come and she's not here, I try to look at it as, you know, she's better off somewhere. You know, she's happy. I just look at it that way, you know. It's nothing I can do about it. You know, do I want to be sad or do I want to move on with my life? Because being sad is just gonna make everybody around me sad, and I don't want that. But you know, I didn't know that I needed help, and you know, and like how they treated us when we got home, you know, like wow. And then everybody used to say, well, he's crazy, you know, he got a mental problem, you know, something's wrong with him. But then all the time I needed psycho, you know, mental health, you know, which we don't never go to get it. African American people don't, but then when I found out, yes, I need help. So now Vietnam did things to me, made me a whole different person. You grieve, everybody has their right, but you know, nobody knows how long it takes to get over grief. You know, but that's something that's, you never know, because like you said, each day is different. Each day is different. You know, like one day not gonna be like yesterday, and tomorrow, so you know, you gotta put the live for today and tomorrow. You don't know what it's gonna be like. Grieve as much as you can, but then make sure you have to understand that there come a time you have to let go.